Hello, I'm Joshua Kaufman. I'm an attorney. And in this segment, we're going to be talking about the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, which most people refer to as the DMCA. Let's go back a little bit in time to understand it. Traditionally, a publisher was liable for what was in their publication. So if a newspaper came out and there was a copyright infringing photograph or article, the newspaper is liable. Same with the magazine. Same with the book publisher. They could control what was in their publications, and they were liable for the content. Now let's fast forward to the beginning of the internet, where we started getting things called user-generated content, where these were materials put on websites and other built bulletin boards and the like by individuals who were not affiliated or associated directly with the host, who would be comparable to the publisher. So even though this infringing material was in the publication, just like in a magazine or a newspaper, it wasn't by a reporter who was had to answer to the publisher. It was by some anonymous people who were posting. Well, in the early days, the first few cases that came out, the websites and bulletin boards were considered to be publishers, and they were going to be held liable for what was posted. And there was a hue and cry. So we can't be liable. How do we know? There are thousands of things going up there. We have no control over these people. We have no idea what they're posting. Okay, that made sense. But on the other hand, the copyright owner said, wait a minute, you just can't have this freebie. Anybody can post anything infringing and get away with it simply because it's on the internet. So they went back to Congress, and Congress came up with a compromise called the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. And in that, it says that if there's user-generated content posted to a website and the copyright owner finds it, they send a very specific, and the law provides exactly what has to be in this letter. You have to identify the materials and such. You send it to the web host. The web host is required to have a policy, a registered agent in order to receive these letters, and they are required to take down the allegedly infringing material. They shouldn't be mediators and moderators. They shouldn't try to figure it all out. They should just take it down. And when they take it down, they need to notify their customer and saying, hey, we just got a DMCA takedown notice. We're taking your materials down. And if you want to have them kept up, if you think that they're not infringing, if you think they're infringing, don't do anything. But if you think they're infringing, not infringing, you can send a counter notification. And the statute, again, provides exactly what the counter notification should be. And if somebody says, well, I'm not infringing, it's a fair use, or it's similar to the other one, that's fine. And they send a counter notification. And unless the person who claims the copyright sues the alleged infringer within 10 days, it goes back up on the website. And the web host is not going to be liable to the people whose work is claimed to be infringed, or to their customer for taking it down for that 10-day period. So it provides a safe harbor, but it only is if the copyright, if the site that has the copyrighted material is filed with the registered agent with the Copyright Office, has a termination policy for repeat infringers, and follows up on what the DMCA says, and then they're protected. So if you find your work is being infringed upon, send in the DMCA. If you go to Terms of Service, they'll all list who you have to send the letters to and the format. For websites that are sloppy and they have not registered with the Copyright Office or don't have a formal policy, they then will be like the old-fashioned publishers, and they will be liable for infringing material posted on their site. There's another part of the DMCA which basically says you can't alter copyright management information. So you can't remove copyright notices, the name of an author or copyright owner. And if you do, there are all sorts of other penalties for that as well. Okay, so that's what the DMCA does. Thank you very much.